Fishing trips anywhere, anytime. FishingBooker.com.
Midway USA brand product designers have one straightforward goal: develop high-quality, technically sound products and deliver them to customers at reasonable prices. If you are immersed in the shooting sports industry and pay close attention to every single detail, you know our products are built right and stand up to everyday use. Who has shooting mats and range bag systems to hunting clothing and just about everything for the outdoors? Log on and shop 24/7 with super fast shipping. MidwayUSA.com.
This episode is brought to you by Temptations Cat Treats. Your cat will come running for the perfectly irresistible Temptations Creamy Puree and Temptations Lickable Spoon Cat Treats. The best time to feed lickable cat treats to your cat is anytime. Feed by hand for a playful moment, in a bowl for a creamy treat, or as a topper to make mealtime fun. Visit TemptationsTreats.com to learn more.
Drive Podcast. This is episode 292. We appreciate you guys jumping on with us. This actually is a really cool podcast, something new to the world of archery, I guess. Deer camp all year. So hold on with us. Let's get through the house cleaning, all this intro stuff, and then we'll kind of tag into what actually is going on. This is your boy East Coast Trev, and I'm joined with the Madman himself. What's up, Madman?
What up?
Dude, you're like a whole new man now, you know? You killed a bunch of turkeys in a bunch of places, got a couple left, like things are good, weather sucks. I mean, what are we going to do here, Steve?
The weather does suck. And it's sadly, dude, turkey season comes to an end so fast. Like, it's such a whirlwind. It's like, comes and it's like, you're coming to the end already.
Well, it's kind of funny is that this Sunday is the last day of Rhode Island. Like, I was thinking about it and watching it. They're closed the 19th. So this Sunday is the last day to make it happen until noon.
You're going to go?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm going.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm 100% going.
All right. You can't come from the couch, bud.
Yeah, thanks, Steve. Appreciate you.
Someone told me that a long time ago, and it just stuck.
It always sticks. It always sticks. You just, you know how it goes, man. You're on the grind, and you know when you're on the downspout and you just have that like depression, it's just so easy to stay home. Like it's just so easy, and you know you got so much shit going on, but
you got to get mad, bro. You got to get mad.
You got to get mad.
Get mad.
You got to get mad.
Can't just be like, I'm not gonna go. Yeah. You got to be like, fuck those turkeys.
Fuck them turkeys.
I'm mad at them.
I was super close Saturday. Saturday was, dude, I rolled that turkey in, and he come into like 65. I thought everything in my power I was going to roll him right where he stood. But he was just like super timid. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I don't know. It's just tough. Some birds are just weird, dude. It's just, and then you hear those lock and load ones that are just like on top of it. But it's just, I don't know. Everyone's seeing it across the board. It seems like everyone's kind of having a tough go at it.
Yeah, I have heard that from a lot of people for sure. Definitely, I don't know. I feel like I hear that every year now, though, too.
Yeah, it's true.
Someone's like, "Oh, you see anything? You know where there's any turkeys?" And I'm like, "No." And if I did, I still wouldn't tell you. But
they're already dead.
But I surely don't know. I had a tough time. I went roosting the other night to like some pretty tried and true spots. Even though it's like kind of getting towards that latter part of the season, like I couldn't pull nothing off the road from roost wise, you know, with the owl call.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I would like to find somebody to just say, what up? But nothing.
It's crazy is those tried and true spots have been the hardest spots to find birds this year for some reason. And I don't know why. It's like those like gimme spots, I guess we call them gimme spots. They just seemed as if, I don't know if we just beat them up too much or what, but we'll see. Got a couple more weeks going here, and who knows what else is on the list in the horizon. So you still got Mass to knock out, right?
What's that?
Mass.
Yeah, I went up to Mass last weekend. I went to I drove up Friday night in the rain. Got up there early too. Planned on doing some roosting, but it was raining. But I glassed up quite a few birds. Not a ton of them were in great places, but there was definitely birds. Did that for a couple of hours, got something to eat, ended up rolling into a Walmart parking lot, slept in the back of the truck in Walmart, got up, and I wasn't planning on it, but some plans changed. I wasn't far from our teammate there, Seth's. where he hunts in Mass. And he was on his way up there, and he was like, hey, change of plans. Do you want to hunt with me? I was like, of course I do. Like, why wouldn't I want to hunt with you? Like, that'd be awesome, you know? So, dude, we were covered up in birds all day. But same thing, like, just birds acting really weird. And it was also rainy all day. But honestly, like, this might sound like a shitty excuse, but all these birds are really close to the road. And a lot of people driving by, like, you could hear people driving by and beeping horns at strutters in the middle of the field. Like, they're all visible to the road. And finally I said, Seth, I was like, dude, I feel like these birds get called to a lot from the road. Like, it's that spot, because it was private land, right? It wasn't public. And I'm like, I feel like this is the spot where, like, people just roll by and just blow calls at birds from the road because they can't hunt them. And he's like, that actually makes a lot of sense. And I'm like, I don't know, dude. Like, these birds are just weird. Like, they're responsive, but they don't want to come in. And, like, they're fired up. So, I don't know. I didn't post Huh?
That's tough. That's tough.
I don't know if that's the case, but it sure felt that way, right? Especially when you can see the bird. Like, I can see the bird I'm calling to, and, like, how he reacts and how he, like, gobbles back but doesn't come. It was, like, super frustrating. But had a blast, like, whole day, right from, you know, sunrise right to the cutoff. Didn't punch the mass tag. And then Sunday, I ended up meeting up with Chris Bittman in Rhode Island. And, dude, it was rough. Like, we ran around pretty good. We did hear a couple of gobbles, but they're, like, way off of public on some non-huntable private, far, like, not workable. Just ran around the rest of the day trying to find something, and we didn't have much luck. But we had a good time.
Yeah.
Good time running around with Chris.
That's cool. That's super awesome. At least, I mean, dude, but in a matter of a drop of a hat, it could switch, right? Like, it could just, you can have the right one.
No,
you just got to keep on the grind.
That's what me and Chris kept talking about. It was like, we could do this for 3 hours and have nothing, and all it takes is one gobble, and this tag could be punched in literally 3 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Just one. Yeah. We'll see what this weekend ends up bringing, dude. It's getting warm, bro. It's getting tough. It's getting warm. We're getting to the end of the season, but it's that time of the year when things get weird and birds can die. I mean,
I want it to get weird one more time.
Super weird, bro.
It's like, I don't know how many turkeys I killed this year, but I know I want to kill one more.
One more. That's right. Just one more.
No, this weekend should be fun, though. Sean Polk's coming up. Podcast Land would be today. Yeah, today. He's coming up today. We're actually camping in Rhode Island Friday night. I think I'm going to hunt Connecticut Saturday morning. He's going to hunt Rhode Island on his own, and then hopefully I can kill something quick, and then just spend the rest of the weekend with him. We're going to do it's a little cast and blast weekend with the 1 o'clock cutoff in Rhode Island. We're going to turkey hunt in the morning, fish in the afternoon, and then if he doesn't punch his Rhode Island tag Saturday, I'll just hunt with him all day Sunday. Because, so.
I'll be up Sunday. I don't know what part I'm going to go to, but I'll be up Rhode Island Sunday.
Well, you won't be far. It's not a big state.
No, it's not. It's really not.
We might be able to hear you shoot.
Who knows? We'll see. I don't know. I got to give it a last-ditch effort last weekend, right? I mean, just kind of make it happen.
The other day, I was at my dad's Saturday night. I was cleaning my rifle because we were going to the range Sunday to shoot my rifle because I always bring the rifle to bear camp. Just, I'm bringing the bow, but I'll bring a gun too. And I was like, what's that? What is that right there? And Dad's like, I think that's a fly rod. So, like, we open up this case.
Oh, I saw that.
Open it up, and it's like one of my grandpa's old fly rods. And I say old because it probably is 15, 20 years old, but it's like brand new. So pull it out, start looking at it. I'm like, all right. So I string it up, tie a little popper on it, a little tiny little like black and yellow popper. And Dad's like, he lives right on the river, Where you going? I'm like, I'm going to go catch a fish. He's like, you catch fish right now? I'm like, yeah, why not? Like, whatever. So I go down to the river, start casting a fly rod. Bam, catch a pumpkin seed. He's up on the deck watching me, just like, can't believe you just caught a fish. And I was like, I told you I was going to catch fish. So I catch pumpkin seed, and I was like, dude, it was fun. Like, I had a good time catching pumpkin seeds on the fly rod. And then I think it was like the second fish I catch a calico, crappie. I was like, all right, we're getting into some gamey fish here.
Here we
Like,
go.
let's go,
Yeah,
baby. You know.
yeah.
So I probably caught 8 or 9 pumpkin seeds in the crappie, but yeah, great time. Like, I don't care that they were pumpkin seeds. Like, it was definitely fun on the fly rod. So I guess I'm gonna bring that to Rhode Island this weekend. Originally, I mean, me and Sean have been talking about doing a cast and blast in Rhode Island since last turkey season. Because when we were running around last year, we were running into trout fishermen everywhere. We're like, dude, next year we should do like turkey hunt in the morning, trout fish in the afternoon. So Sean's a big fly fisherman. I was just gonna bring the spinner rod, like whatever. But now that I got the fly rod, I guess I'm gonna bring that. So I got it all strung up with put some new line on it or whatever, and got a couple little woolly buggers.
Yeah, until you catch an 8-pound Rhode Island stocky, dude, because they put absolute mondos in.
We'll see, but I got a little fucking woolly buggers and some, gimmity goos and some nippy this and,
Gimmity that's.
Dude, it's
hippity
crazy.
goos and hippity
Dude, it's crazy because, like, as a regular fish, I'm not really versed in the fly fishing world, right? I know a little bit, but not much. So, like, when you're talking, like, regular fishing, right? If you say, oh, I caught him on a yellow rooster tail. You know what a yellow rooster tail looks like. You can envision it, right? If I say, oh, I caught it on a cast master. You know what a cast master is, or a crankbait, or a spinnerbait, white spinnerbait. You know what a white spinnerbait is.
Yeah.
Fly fishing, they're like, oh, yeah, it was a blue wing, nymph. And it's like, I don't know what the hell that is. Like,
22 midge. You think you're running a football play or, a Hendrix. Yeah. Jimi Hendrix? What do you...
blue wing, green body,
quill. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know what any of this shit is. So now I got to Google everything. Like, somebody says a fly name and I got to, like, Google. Like, oh, okay. I'm over here like, it looks like a beetle.
It looks like that I snapped off. Yeah.
Look at that one. It looks like a mosquito.
Yep. No, I think it'll be kind of fun. That would be cool.
It is. That's a big rabbit hole, but I don't know that rabbit hole has a bottom to it.
That's a tough one. That's the world of like
never ending.
Well, the recurve longbow type thing. You know what I'm saying? It's in that same realm. Like, you start to dive in it, and then it's like it just deeps and deeps and deeps and deeps.
Yeah, it's a deep one.
It is.
It's a deep one. I need a deep hole though. Like, sometimes you get into some of them shallow holes. And you're like, I don't know.
All right. He'll be wearing Orvis and LL Bean before you know it. Here we go.
Yeah, buddy, I'm gonna get that Patagonia hat, son.
Like, you get all the hunting permission if you got one of those.
A trout on my hat.
Yes. I can't catch one, but it's on my hat.
No, it should be fun. And the other thing too is like, even like this weekend, normally I'm like, I'm going to slam some trout. I'm going to catch a stringer full. Like, we're going to crush trout. And now, like, with the fly rod, I'm like, I hope I catch one.
I hope I catch one.
One would be cool. Like, you know what I mean? Which is, I'm okay with that.
Two
like,
would be awesome.
I like to constantly challenge myself and, like, don't just do the same shit all the time. And, not that you get bored, but it's like, I need to challenge myself. And that's how you become better at whatever it is, right? Better and better and better. Like, hunt new places, hunt new techniques, hunt new states, try different weapons, whatever, right? So, like, now it's like, all right, I'm just going to challenge myself catching trout,
It's fun. It's an absolute blast. I did the same thing beginning of the year. I bought a trout rod, a fly rod, a small one, short, real small, little tiny, like, I want to say it's a 7-footer.
Yeah.
Like short.
3-weight?
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, 2 or 3 anyways. Real small, tiny, just for creeks. And it was kind of actually upsetting because I went to a little bit bigger of a stream and I had a hard time casting it because it was so short.
They say that too, right? Because my
tough.
instinct, I grew up hunting fishing creeks. And like, I do a lot of fishing with like a 4.5 foot ultralight spinning rod. It's very tight, very, you're just flipping it because there's so much brush and branches and shit, So like, fly fishing rods are typically pretty long. So I'm like, why can't I just get like a 6 foot, 3-weight, just because you're just flipping out there? But everyone's like, dude, you can't even roll cast a 6-footer. Like, they're just so hard.
That's why I got a 7, but I typically fish an 8 or 9. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same. I was the same way. I was a 4.6 ultralight guy forever, and then I went to a 5.6 or a 6.6 light action or ultralight. because I was fishing a lot of ponds. We used to three-way. Yeah, we won't even get into that because that's some wild shit. That's not even talkable on here. But we would fish big ponds, and trout fish for them and just crush them. But I was a 4'6" guy, same as you, little tiny 4-footer, and you're trying to cast. You're like, dude, you can't even make it. Yeah, can't even cast it, dude. I don't care if you put 10 pounds of weight on it, you can't cast it. So. But I just did it because it was fun. You know, I wanted a short little rod to do it with, but it's tough. And I'll let you use it if you want. It's just tough, dude. It's tough in the bigger rivers. And I'm not even talking big. I'm talking, 10 feet, 20 feet wide. It's tough to roll cast to get to the other side. You got to really work it.
I was actually talking to Chris Bittman about it Sunday because we didn't have a lot of turkeys to talk about, so we started talking about fly fishing, and he's like, "Yeah, those short rods they're pretty hard to roll cast." So
they're tough, especially when you get tight in there, right, in the trees.
The one that I acquired from my grandfather is it's between 8 and 9. I want to say 8.4, 8.7, some odd number there.
Perfect.
Longer than 8, shorter than 9, and it's a 5.6 weight, which is pretty much perfect for just about anything that I want to do for now. You know what I mean?
Maybe even a little heavy, but that's okay.
I'm not gonna worry about new rods and reels and figure out how to use the one I got now before I worry about getting a different one. You know?
So true. Well, let's break through the sponsorships, man. Let's get these guys rocking and rolling. Because we're going to talk about Into the Wild. This is going to be an actual cool festival in upstate New York. We will be there. It looks like there's going to be a lot of really cool vendors and a really cool shoot. As always, I mean, the summer shoot's time to dust off the bows and come and join us. So make sure to go and check out Bowtech, Refuse to Fall. If you guys haven't already, make sure to go check out any new Bowtechs at your local bow shop. Check those guys out, shoot them, go and shoot all bows, but make sure to not forget about Bowtech. Latitude Outdoors. They just came out with the Butter Bridge. Dude, that thing is super cool. Talk about innovative. We talk about these guys and how great they are in the innovative side and always doing something above and beyond, something different. That's why they have the SS Carbon sticks. That's why they have the platforms that they have, the backpacks, and making, the 33s coming out, and now the Butter Bridge. Like, dude, talk about innovative. Like, why? Stop. Like, dude, you guys are killing me. It's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. So make sure to go check those guys out, latitudeoutdoors.com. Do we have a promo code on that one? I think it's Outdoor Drive for those guys. So make sure to use that. Working Class Bowhunter Podcast, WCB. If you guys have not checked them out, some of the coolest apparel on the market. Whether you're a turkey hunter now or you're a bow hunter, go shoot your bow. Just some really cool stuff. Awesome hats. They actually have Working Class Bowhunter state hats for every single state now, so you guys can get those over there.
Really?
Yeah. Every single state. Connecticut.
All 51?
All 51. They're all ready to rock and roll.
Even Puerto Rico?
Yeah. I mean, hey, you know what? That's my complete. Yeah, we got to get it. That's it. I'm going to get one to get one. So go and check them out, workingclassbowhunter.com. Also, check out their podcast. Always, they are the leaders. They have paved the road for all of us in the outdoor realm. Huntworth, huntworthgear.com. Get more for less with Huntworth. We're getting into the season of deer hunting. Maybe time to start thinking about some cold weather gear. There's always good promotional codes and stuff like that. You guys can go and check them out, huntworthgear.com. Fourth Arrow camera arms. We've been pushing the monopod as far as filming, running, and gunning. I'm looking forward to using it in the deer season, but still in the turkey season, probably one of the best tools from Fourth Arrow. But if you guys are looking to get into filming or self-filming, if you're a saddle hunter, whatever the case may be, the camera arms over at Fourth Arrow are some of the best. And then last but not least, my man, Aaron Satterfield. Our turkey season has been brought to us by Sadie's Fatties. The best ammo, tungsten on the market is my man Sadie's. So go and check him out, saddiesllc.com. If you guys are looking to switch over, that's the man to go and check. Because when the Saddies are flying, the turkeys are dying. So go and check out my man, Aaron Satterfield. You got anything to add to that, Stevie?
No, I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
I got bird brain. I'm like mush.
Yeah, I hear it. Well, guys, stay tuned right here. We're going to get the boys on from Into the Wild, this outdoor experience. It's a great festival, some really cool stuff, and we hope to see you guys there. If you guys are coming, let us know. Love to come and hang out with us. We're going to be camping probably, I'd imagine. We'll be up there for the majority of the weekend. So, guys, until next week, thanks for taking the ride.
The Outdoor Drive Podcast.
Welcome back to the Outdoor Drive Podcast. We have Mike and Caleb joining us here from In the Wild, an ultimate outdoor experience. How we doing, boys?
Good, guys. How are you?
Good, man.
Thanks for having us.
Hey, absolutely. Absolutely. We it's a pleasure to have you on. We're actually super excited about this. Caleb had come to us about this whole entire thing a little while ago, man, and to kind of be in the forefront and the start of it, I think it's going to be a super cool thing. So why don't we kick this thing right into four-wheel drive? Why don't you guys start off and tell who you are, where you're from, and a little bit about what you guys do.
So I'm Mike from All Things Accuracy. I have a bow shop in Liberty, New York. It's about 8,000 square feet. We carry just about everything you can think of for archery, and that's what I do, man. Every day, all day. If I'm not there, I'm either guiding or helping somebody do archery.
I'm Caleb Moser, and I'm with Pure Archery Group and Bowtech, Excalibur, and the family of companies. And I run all of New England for the territory sales, work with all the dealers, independents, shows, all that kind of stuff out there.
And we've heard the voice of Caleb before here on the Outdoor Drive. We love Caleb. Stop being quiet over there. You all right, Caleb?
We're doing good, man. We're ready. We're ready to rock this. This is going to be a fun event for everyone. So it's exciting.
Mike, going back to you, man, let's learn a little bit about you, and who you are, man. And how did you start into the archery world and have an archery shop? Like, where was that ticket that kind of started you off?
How it all started, right? My dad had a shooting preserve for pheasants. He was a bird dog trainer, and I was always obsessed with bows since I could walk, right? And then as I got older, I helped at a Matthews shop and then become a shop shooter. You know, you just keep spending time there, man. You spend more and more time. And then I helped another local shop, and I always wanted to run my own shop because I was helping everybody else, right? That's the dream, right? Everybody wants to jump in both feet, want to do it themselves. And then I had met my wife, and she's like, you should really do this. And I was like, I can't. There's a local shop here. With the shop, there's got to be so many miles from everything. And we had talked about that the day before Thanksgiving. And the gentleman who owned Travis Archery the day after called me, goes, I'm retiring. I said, great, because he works at the jail. He's like, no, the bow shop. He's like, do you want to buy it? And that's how it started, man.
That's crazy. You're the second person that we've had on the podcast that owns an archery shop that started because somebody else was retiring. Like,
yep.
That's crazy.
And his dad still comes in the shop. That was one of the things. He was like, hey, you got to take my dad. His dad loves it. He comes in, helps all the kids, comes in all the time. He comes in, buys pizza for people. He just wants to be there and be around the camaraderie, you know. You have a good shop. You get a good bunch of guys there. Everybody hangs out. Then you get to get all the kids that come in and shoot. So, and with my shop, any kid in Sullivan County, where I am, they come and shoot for free.
Wow. So it's
got to keep the sport going.
I think it's kind of crazy because archery shops are one of those things, like, you go in and like there's like a click, but it's super cool because like when you see, like, you go to some outdoor events or shows or whatever, and there'll be an archery shop and there'll be 15 dudes with one archery shirt on because they just live, breathe, and dream for that archery shop.
Yeah, I have a bunch of guys that do the same. They're really awesome. A lot of things get done because of them. I will say that.
How many guys do you have that work in the shop with you?
Full time is just me and Adam. He's my head tech. He's awesome. He builds all the strings in house. We build everything you can think of there. We just wanted to give people more options, more color options. We use same 452 extra for everything. It's just me and him that do everything. And then I have one part-time employee. She comes in and fletches and does everything.
Wow. Do you get a lot of time woods too, or no? You're locked in the shop?
So the first year I was locked in the shop, only hunted for 4 days, right? We went from an 800 square foot store to an 8,000 square foot store in under 6 months because we just boomed and went crazy. So that was kind of took up a lot of time. But last year I was fortunate to get out. Probably I had a month's worth of time in the woods last year, so it was good.
Wow, that's super awesome. Because that's one of the things and fears with anybody who, like you said, that you guided and stuff, and you kind of, a lot of your time and devotion goes to it, right? Like putting other people on game or whatever the case may be, or tuning bows and making things happen there. So you kind of, you put and delegate a lot of your time to the people. So it's tough, and it kind of pushes you away from those things. So for you to give back to the community is always awesome.
Yeah, I was very fortunate. A good friend of mine gave me a place to hunt last year. I got it done the first day on a buck. And then rifle season, he put me in another spot. I got it done. He's like, man, you've helped me so much with my stuff. He goes, let me just help you out. And I was like, I've never had anybody help me. And it was the first time ever. It was kind of nice, I'll tell you that much.
That's got to be super cool. Then you can get back to doing what you were doing in the shop.
He's like, 7:01, man, he'll be there. I'm like, yeah. That's what everybody says. Like, the fish was here yesterday. No, I was standing there at 7:01.
And you made it happen, huh?
Yeah.
That's super cool.
That works out.
Oh,
yeah.
I mean, nothing better than going and the plan coming together, because a plan doesn't always come together.
Yeah. They just get a different plan in their head that day, just that day, right? And as soon as you're not there, they're back there again. That always works out that way.
What did you guide for?
So I was been guiding for whitetails. I guide for turkeys out in Pennsylvania with an outfitter. When I was younger, I used to be a guide for my father with the bird dogs and everything like that.
That's super cool. So you've been well versed in it for a long time.
Yeah. Yep. I was gutting deer and taking care of people and putting blood on their face when I was like 10 and 11 years old for 40-year-old men. That was always great.
I think that's a common thing in this room right now, because all of us that have been around it for so long and just live for it. But now you get to live the dream by having the archery shop. What made you go to an 8,000 square foot archery shop?
So we were in 800 square feet, like I said, and we didn't have a range, right? Everybody kept asking for a range. And in the same building, there used to be an old Sears. So we went over, they had already saw how we were and everything like that. And they said, hey, we'll give you this at a better rate than when I first moved into the place. And they made me a deal I couldn't refuse. And we were just growing so rapidly that I needed it. So in between running the shop and my wife having our second kid, I built the other store. I'd work all day, and then I'd work there half the night and go home, sleep 2 or 3 hours, and get back after it.
What's the biggest and the most stressful thing that you have to endure with owning an archery shop?
Keeping everybody happy.
Really?
You're all bow hunters. You're particular about what you want, right? And everybody's different in their own way. So keeping everybody happy and everybody shooting the same way, you know what I mean? I could shoot a bullet hole through paper, then you hand it to the customer and they're having a hard time and they think there's something wrong. Then we work on yourself usually. And we go from there, and everybody usually 99% are happy, but there's always one person, no matter what you can do, it just doesn't work out.
I think that's, across the board, and I bet you Steve can agree with you, and maybe Caleb too, is like when it comes to archery shops, sometimes you walk in there and they're very opinionated in their one way, and sometimes they can't get out of their own way to try and look past like other options. Like, guys like us that continually try to upkeep on and educate ourselves with different things and moving the technology forward, like FOC and heavy weights and lightweights and this and that and this broadhead and that broadhead. And then you bring it into a shop and they're just like their old 770 or 2775s, XXs and Muzzies, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or Thunderheads, and they're just set in that way, And
they only shoot one arrow brand. They won't change. They don't want to hear, nope, just put 125 grain on the end. I'm like, guys, we have all these inserts now. We don't have to do that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely goes that way. And the new wave of things has definitely changed things. The first Matthews shop that I worked at, man, it was regular switchback and switchback XT and then adrenaline. You know what I mean? So that was the bows aren't doing what they are today. You know what I mean?
The glory days, buddy.
Yeah. So you were shooting a 500 plus grain arrow,
Yep.
all this stuff.
Dude, I didn't even know how much my arrow weighed back then because I didn't care.
Yeah.
I was like, give me them. Let's go. How much does it weigh? No idea. Doesn't matter. Shoots good.
Old gold
deer.
tip, big game 100.
What'd you say, Caleb?
Kills deer.
Hell yeah. Always got to pass through.
Yep.
Always got to pass through.
In the days of
Past
overdraws,
45, but we're good.
the days of overdraws to get a shorter arrow so that your arrow went faster, but it was like 900 grains because it was a broomstick. Like
then you'd pick it up and you'd go, yep, she's still straight.
We just have to be thankful that the internet wasn't around then, because people would have them like come off and shoot them through their arm and all kinds of stuff. They'd be viral for sure. Overdraws.
I remember
Overdraws and high country arrows.
Oh,
Yep.
boy.
Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
I cut bows too.
Yeah.
But
The times change so fast.
Very.
And that's what I was saying, and going back on that is like some places they cannot get out of their own way to learn the new things. They're still 10 years behind, in my opinion, on some of the technology that's come across. And not everybody should be heavy arrow, right? That's not for everybody, but some people, you have to see the other side. And I think that's one of my problems with bow shops, whether it's big box stores, small little archery shops, everybody's set in their ways. I mean, God rest his soul, but there was one bow shop particular here in Connecticut, and everything was a whisker biscuit. Till to this day, he wanted a whisker biscuit. And hey, I get it and understand it because it's simplistic. You know what I'm saying? And most of the people need that simplicity. But I mean, it's just sometimes you just got to get up with the times, and it's tough. And I would imagine in an archery shop to be able to do so.
Yeah, it's you're constantly looking and talking to your reps. Like I talk to Caleb 3-4 times a week. Did anything change? You got anything new for me? What's going on? If you're not talking to your reps and paying attention what's going on, you're a month behind before you know it.
Right.
And everybody, like you guys said with the internet today, they know everything before they come to the darn store.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they're telling you and you're like, yeah, I know. And you're like, oh, there's the email. I just didn't even see it. It happens all the time.
And these, and the companies are constantly innovating every single year. So, I mean, to know everything about everything, it's impossible. Nobody can do that in anything, right? So, but to like Mike's point, where you have to, apply to every specific archer and their needs, whether they're a youth who needs a grow with you bow or a female who needs to get as much energy at 40 pounds out of hers with a specific arrow and broadhead setup, or you're shooting target archery. So, if you're not open to these things or even learning or experimenting or finding out how to get into them, or, like we just even launched a new crossbow just days ago, it's constantly evolving. And if you're not, like you said, communicating and figuring it out and playing with these stuff, and then, you can't give it to your customers. You can't give it to these bow hunters and apply to these guys, because I mean, every bow hunter is very specific, I think, like Mike says, and it's, this goes in this pocket for a reason, because we know we're trying to maximize that success, whether it's that perfect score or that next axe or that next harvest or whatever it is. So, I mean, I think that's, the beauty of the archery store. But like Mike says, you can't make everybody happy. You're going to try to apply to every archer and every product you can, and there's a lot out there and all that, but somebody will still be.
Want to plan your next fishing trip without the hassle? FishingBooker.com is the best way to find and book a fishing charter anywhere in the world. Whether you're chasing trophy fish or just looking for a family day on the water, Fishing Booker makes it simple, fast, and secure. With thousands of experienced guides, verified reviews, and 24/7 customer support, Fishing Booker takes the guesswork out of planning. Visit FishingBooker.com and book your trip today. Fishing Booker. Fishing trips made easy.
This episode is brought to you by the Toyota Grand Highlander. From daily routines to life-changing adventures, the Toyota Grand Highlander is spacious, powerful, and ready to take on life's grand challenges. Advanced safety features and innovative technology give you confidence for whatever life throws at you. And it's available in a hybrid Nightshade Special Edition, which includes sophisticated gloss black exterior accents and 20-inch black alloy wheels. Learn more at toyota.com/Grand Highlander. Toyota, let's go places.
Hunting is not easy. It never has been. It takes dedication, motivation, a lot of patience, and quality gear. If you manage a food plot, put up stands, or need just one more game camera, we can help at MidwayUSA.com. We opened our doors in 1977 and continue to put customers first by offering super fast, same-day shipping. For just about everything for the outdoors, go to midwayusa.com.
Specific and have a 30-year-old bow with a 30-inch draw length, and he's 5 foot tall and shoots gophers in the head at 100 yards, and there's nothing better in the world. So you got to play that game too. So
Yeah.
So.
And then unfortunately, there's the whole, not unfortunately, but there's the whole other side of target archery, right? We got a bunch of guys that shoot ASA, IBO out of my shop, all that stuff. And talk about a can of worms, man. You get into target archers, that's a whole different breed, right? I'm one of them, right? So that changes a lot of things. So even you got just the bow hunting side of things always changing, and then you got the target side that's always changing. So it's a lot going on every day.
And at what point did you kind of sit back in your shop when you got your 8,000 square feet and been like, this is definitely what I wanted to be doing for the rest of my life?
Dude, the biggest thing I can say is, like, I don't feel like I go to work every day. And my wife's happy because I don't spend any more money because I get everything through the shop, right? It's just a bigger bill, right? You still got to pay for it. Right. It just gets added on. You just don't see it as much, right?
Your bills.
Your rent is 3 times more than any bows you'll ever buy for a lifetime if you didn't own a bow shop. But
yeah, so there's a lot of people that help us, including Caleb. Everybody gives us, they try to do the right things. We work really hard for them, but it's definitely been a ride for the past 3 years, and it's been an amazing ride. We've met a lot of amazing people. We've done a lot of amazing things, and one of the reasons why this festival is going to happen is because there was 4 of us that went to a festival the first time. They were like, we got to bring more people. The next one we went to, Caleb was there last year. We brought like 50 people with us. We had camp set up. We made a big box around there. We brought grills. We cooked for everybody. We wanted that camaraderie of basically hunting camp, shooting 3D.
So why don't, without further ado, man, let's break into it. And what you guys are trying to do and build and what this thing is all about, because we are 100% behind everything that you guys got going on. So we want to bring it to the world right here on the Outdoor Drive.
Yeah, we've had some great sponsors, including Bowtech. They're one of the title sponsors. Come on. When you come to our place, you come in, you're going to ride the lift up. You're going to shoot 4 different courses. The one course you don't get to ride the lift for, it's going to be the extreme course. So all the guys that want to go right before they go out elk hunting, they can come do it. They're going to hike around the mountain. There's going to be targets at various differences, everything like that. Anybody who's been out west or did a DIY or had to try, drag themselves through the woods, it's definitely going to be that for you.
Wow. So it's more than just regular, just target archery or 3Ds. Like, So what are some of the vendors or kind of take us through the festival and what they're going to see as soon as they walk into the gates and what is going to be offered there in the whole weekend?
As you come in, on the left side, there's going to be camping for everybody who wants to camp. We'll have tent camping and camper camping. When you come into the facility, you're going to drive in, you'll see the sign-up area. You'll come down, vendor village will start, right? We'll try and do just like TAC does, man. We got, like Bowtech, you're going to have Victory, you're going to have Kenetrek boots, you're going to have Rambo bikes, you're going to have some local vendors, even at Realtor. They're going to have a kids zone where there's a kids bags and everything for them to shoot they never shot before. They're going to have a trout tank for the kids to come and catch fish right out of the trout tank. And then there's going to be local fly fishing vendors that are going to be there. Just about everything that you can think of will be there, right? We're trying to get everybody encompassed in one. So it's not just, hey, I come shoot and we go on. You can bring your wife, right? She can walk around the vendor village. The local casino that's right there, we're doing special room rates that are there. And then a half a mile past that on the same road, there's a water park. So you guys got little kids, you get a discounted rate, you get to stay there. You leave the wife and the kids there. They play at the water park all day. It's literally 6-minute drive from door to door from where we're having the event.
Jeez.
When Mike kind of approached me and they came to us about this event, we really liked the idea, and it kind of evolved from just being a 3D shoot that everybody could do, from families to hardcore archers to everybody out there, and have courses that apply to kids, families, not only people with bows, people with crossbows. I don't know if Mike mentioned that, but
no,
a lot of these challenge shoots, you can't shoot crossbows in. So we're trying to bring that crowd in as well. So us doing Excalibur, that was a big allure for us. And then they're trying to apply to these more the most hardcore archers, which is definitely who we're trying to apply to it with our products, building the best of the best products out there for hunters, target archery, crossbows, everything out there. So having that course was really nice, and then having a vendor village that had national vendors as well as a lot of local vendors, with a lot of stuff for the families like bounce houses and face paint and all this for a very low cost to get in. I mean, what better way for families, people to come in, experience archery? There's going to be loads of, I guess, prizes and giveaways. I know we're doing a donation ourselves. If you come through and you try a bow or crossbow, you're going to be entered to win one, and that kind of stuff. So, it's just going to be a fun day that families can enjoy, as well as hardcore archers with, a blast with all these vendors with a hardcore archery focus, but as well as everything in the outdoors. I think, a little taste of everything from fishing and hunting and boating, ATVs and everything. It's just kind of a outdoor way of life. So we liked it. We picked up the title sponsorship. We're going to back it fully here and work with them. And, the word's spreading pretty fast about everywhere through New England. So there's been several thousand people who've already viewed it and are checking it out and getting on board. So we're excited for it. So, Mike, I don't know if there's anything. I mean, like you said, there's accommodations, which are great for everything right there and everything else. So
the one thing we didn't mention, Caleb, is, right, everybody goes to those shoots. You want to have a novelty shoot. We will have 5 novelty shots. There will be prizes. I'm not going to disclose what they are yet. We're just finally nailing them down. I'm going to win tickets for them, all that sort of thing. I wish I could say I'm giving away a truck. I'm not giving away a truck. Sorry, guys. But we're going to give something away really cool, And then also that night, so the big joke behind me and my wife meeting, right? I used to teach line dance and DJ. So that Saturday night, if you want to go drink a couple beers at the bar that's there, we're going to teach line dance also.
Are you going to be the DJ, Mike? Is it DJ Mike?
One of my best friends is. I'll probably get behind there. You'll probably make me. So, I used to do all that stuff too, man. You got to be the jack of all, master of none, right?
That's right. It sounds like it's going to be one of those events that, it's just going to be a good old, more or less, camp, right? I mean, everyone's just kind of
thing.
Think
about it. When you guys go hunting, you guys want to get everybody together and have hunting camp always, right? Mm-hmm. It's only one time a year. Why wouldn't you want to do it and get ready with your buddies and do it?
What are you laughing about, Steve?
I camp a little bit more than once a year, but yeah, dude,
all year long, brother.
That's what I'm looking at. It's just another excuse to camp. Anytime you get an opportunity to back the truck up and start the fire and hang out, I'm all about it.
And I think,
go ahead. Life's so busy, right? And life's so expensive nowadays. It's kind of how I looked at things. When I took this to the company, you can't get a burger for freaking $20 now. It's ridiculous. So to go there for $10 with your family and have them do something fun and new that they haven't done before, whether it's shoot a bow or throw a fish, cast a rod, or just experience some good people living a cool way of life with some outdoor stuff. I don't know how, if you're not free and around the area, why you wouldn't want to stop by and check this out and let your kids have a blast for a couple hours, or come shoot the courses. These courses are going to be next level. You're not going to want to miss them. I mean, I think we're going to be so busy, I'm not going to be able to shoot the courses, but I'm going to definitely shoot a few nice ones, get some nice photos and stuff like that, because I'm excited. We're doing a lot here, so it's going to be a great event, and like you said, hunting camp. Who doesn't want to be in hunting camp and be around that and experience kind of everything that we do all year long, all season long, all kind of aspects of our life. So it'll lure me, and I think it could be a really good festival and awesome for a lot of things and a lot of people. So
one of the things that kind of caught my eyes was rentals. Like, you never really see that in a place like that. Like, what does that entail, and what does that look like?
So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna have some best disposed for people to shoot the kids' course and stuff like that. And then I'll also have a couple, later year model bows that I'll have there that they can shoot the practice range with and stuff like that, and be able to shoot. And if I see you're proficient, we'll let you go out, onto a course. But, it's mainly just to get people shooting and trying and doing. And, because once you start shooting your bow, it's kind of a Zen thing. It changes who you are. You want to shoot all the time, everything like that. It changes just you as a person. I truly do believe that. I could be having a bad day and just pick up my bow and it turns around big time.
I just thought that was a huge point where guys could come that maybe are new to the sport or wanting to learn more about the sport or whatever the case may be, and that opportunity can arise.
Yeah.
Because you don't see that. Like, it's a pretty overwhelming thing to go to an archery shoot with a bunch of dudes that got quivers on their hips and hand release. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, it's a pretty daunting thing when you go there, you know? Especially, I remember at a young age going to one and you're just like, I don't know. These guys are, like, really good. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Everybody's first 3-day experience, right? Everybody's seeing around. Everybody's got a lens. This guy's got 4-foot bars, all this stuff. And you're like, man, I don't know if I should be here. I got my hunting rig, you know? And then you go all shoot and you realize you're doing the same thing and everybody's kind of doing just happy to see you shoot well, you know? And that's one of the biggest things.
Well, and I think there's so many other things too. It's like, we go to these shows and the shoots, and yeah, it's about archery and we're shooting that and we're and everything in a way of life. But it's all of a sudden you're talking to a guy. What boots do you wear for this? And I'm going for elk. And what would you do for this setup? You know, and I don't know how to butcher a deer. Thank you for showing me that here at this. And I wasn't sure of that law, so talking to this econ officer was really nice. And wow, that's what a Fisher cat looks like here. Like to see all that and experience all that. A lot of people don't get exposure to any of that. So it's just nice, and it's nice to be open up to that and to help people through that. You know, not only like Mike says, I think it changes you. I definitely think it makes you for the better shooting a bow, as well as just getting into the outdoors, whether it's hiking, fishing, camping, any of that. But definitely with archery, it's you have to, it's a more precise thing in how you do it and all that. But it's going to be a great time. The rentals are going to be a great aspect. We're going to provide some bows too to Mike, so we can have a bunch of kids' bows on hand, so kids can shoot, and some models as well of all of our models of everything we make, so people can try crossbows, bows, be shooting them there, demoing them at the ranges, releases, everything from high to low, anything you can think about in archery. So that's kind of what we're going to run with.
What's some of the live demos that you're looking to have at the event so that people can kind of look forward to them?
So like I will have my whole store there. I'm taking I have a 34-foot gooseneck that we built into a mobile bow shop. We're bringing everything there that you can think of. All the new bow techs will be there. Every bow that I carry in my shop will be there. All the crossbows. Hopefully Caleb gets me my new crossbow. It'll be there by then. We'll see. But, but everything that I have in my store will be there.
So are you doing like demonstrations as far as like how to tune a bow or something like that, or what kind of demonstrations or demos?
So I will have my head tech will be there. If you're having trouble with your rig or you want to learn something like that, he will be there more than willing to help. I will also be there helping when I'm not pulled away to do something like that. I have a gentleman that is a 2-star chef that he's going to be there. He wants to do something for cooking to show everybody. He's going to do that on Sunday. And, that's pretty much it.
Cool. So, yeah, no, it just seems like a really good event of a bunch of different people just kind of collaborating and doing something awesome. I think the shoot thing's kind of cool. So how many targets are in each course?
25 on each course.
Okay. And you can shoot more than one in a day? Or
of course.
How did they...
You can knock your heart out. Go do as many as you want.
Ride the lift up, shoot right down. Go.
Yep. The cool thing is it's a brand new quad lift, man. You walk over, you sit down, drags you right up top.
Really?
So, yeah.
And other people just, if you don't shoot, you can still just ride it up, and I think hike down is the plan. So they just enjoy a nice scenic walk and a ride up a view off the mountain. So there's a lot to do for just your entry in there and chance to win some prizes. So, I mean, it's...
What's some of the vendors that people can look forward to seeing there?
Well, obviously Caleb's going to be there.
Well, nobody really wants to see him. But...
I think I think we're going to have most of the archery vendors, from the sounds of it, all your major companies that you know of. And then, we're trying to cover pretty much all the major categories. We have people, for trucks, ATVs, fishing, hunting, camping, tramping, butchering, trapping, kind of every kind of way of life that we do there. Just a little taste of everything, as well as, our goal is local vendors as well, like honey, cider, meat products, that kind of stuff as well. So there's a little taste of everything from that organic kind of standpoint. So
even the local Harley dealers coming.
Yeah, yeah. And then we'll have, national guys as well as, boot companies, like you said, bow companies, camouflage companies. We're working with a bunch of different manufacturers. So they'll all be listed. I think he has them on the website and stuff like that.
Can we
vendor,
go ahead.
The sponsor list is going to drop this week coming up. We're just trying to finalize everybody and get everybody in the right category so nobody gets upset.
We can get
back to the courses. What are we looking at for difficulty levels here? You have one more advanced distance wise, and then more easy or moderate, intermediate, or what's your plan there?
So the kids course obviously is going to be close to the practice range, right? And then we're going to have an ASA style course. You're going to have from 5 to 50, right? That's going to be your standard regular. Go to your regular 3D shoot and shoot. The crossbow course and is going to be the next advanced course, which is going to be from 20 to 80, right? And then you get it on the extreme course, right? You're going to have everything from 20 to 140. So you can stretch it.
Wow. 140. Jeez.
Come on.
It will be a gopher at 140. Gopher at 140.
Yep.
Jackalope.
Pin high, let it fly.
There's rocks and a lake behind it, so you lose a lot of
Throw
arrows.
them your home, man. Throw them your home.
You're going to, what arrow vendors are going to be there?
There'll be plenty of arrows. He'll be having arrows and saws, and he'll be zipping them out.
We got 2 saws already set. We're ready to go.
I think there's a reason
I'm
for
bringing
it.
those XX75s, man. They don't blow up. You just got to put them back straight.
Just put them back straight. Look down them real quick. You're good.
And they float.
Yep.
I ain't used to these new boys.
I see this more as a scheme. Here, guys, shoot 140. Come to my trailer, get an arrow.
No.
I'm just kidding.
Come on, you guys don't shoot that far. Let's go.
And they're 100 yards, and they're let it fly. Okay, sniper.
No, we're pinned out, so we can definitely do it with a floater.
Yeah,
floater.
Yeah. Come on, Caleb. We got to get you up to 200.
I like them inside of 40, but I like them even inside of 20 better.
I agree with that. Closer to better.
The better, yeah. Especially as they're not alarmed. So
it keeps it tighter.
I like how you're incorporating all outdoors with the fishing and the camping and all that other stuff, where it's not just archery or just deer.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of everything outdoors.
Yeah, me and Caleb were talking about it, and it kind of evolved into that, and then more people had asked about questions and everything, and we had traveled to multiple shoots, and we were like, what else would we want, right? And I was like, the river runs right there. We could always do some fishing, right? And then we need stuff for the kids. Everybody that bow hunts, it's not just bow hunt that I've ever seen. There's always another hobby that's with it. There's always something that comes with it. So why not have that stuff there also there for them, so it works out good.
I think that it's important for the reason being is that just getting new people into the sport because of it, right? Because they might come for X, Y, and Z, but then they can also get into archery. That's where renting the archery gear or having archery gear to demo or whatever the case may be, which you can turn those guys that might be fly fishermen into archery hunters or might dive more deep to learn something more. I mean, it's always those learning experiences that keep those people going. I mean, and you're going to push your limits of getting on a course and doing something different that you've never done before for somebody. You know what I'm saying? We might not have shot 140, but being able to go and do it and have fun and learn and whatever.
Yeah.
It's super huge.
For almost 50 years, Midway USA has been America's go-to source for just about everything for shooting, hunting, and the outdoors. Go to midwayusa.com to see our latest deals and promotions and take advantage of our super fast same-day shipping. If you need a cooler, a new fishing rod, another rifle, ammo, or a reloading press, you can find it all at midwayusa.com. Thanks for your business.
At Midway USA, we put customers first. The Nitro Express shipping system is icing on the cake. It was a big investment of time and money to take super fast, low-cost shipping to a whole new level. The Nitro Express helps ensure same-day shipping and low shipping cost. We hope you enjoy the Nitro Express. We built it just for you. For just about everything for the outdoors, go to MidwayUSA.com. I'm Larry Potterfield with Midway USA. Thanks for your business.
Hey, what's up, happy people? This is Robert Arrington from Deer Meat for Dinner. If you're into bow fishing like I am, you need to check out Cajun Bow Fishing. I've been using their gear for years, from the Sucker Punch Pro to the Winch Pro Reel. It's tough, it's reliable, and it works. Whether you're just getting started or you're ready to take the step to the next level, head over to CajunBowfishing.com and check out everything Cajun Bow Fishing has to offer. I trust their gear because it works. So if you're hitting the water soon, make sure you're rigged up with Cajun Bow Fishing. You will not regret it.
And like you said about the demos and everything, like we'll definitely be doing demos and seminars, how to sight in, sight tapes, stuff, how to tune your bows. We'll be tuning bows for free, like Mike said here over at our booth and stuff like that, and working with people. Just to get everybody into it that we possibly can. So, I mean, that's really the goal, like you say. And then, like you said, what doesn't go with it? Like when you go turkey hunting, sometimes they're not calling. So you go fishing at noon and you throw a couple lines while you're calling, and sometimes magic happens, So we all try to get encompassed in outdoors. I think, the more outdoors you get, the more things outdoors you want to do. If you could fit it into your schedule and your hobby, in your time frame, or whatever your passion is. Like one guy, he might be whitetail, and he might be bow. Another guy may be bird hunting. Another guy may be fishing, like you say, and he comes for that, but he gets to shoot a bow, and you get to experience that, or whatever, and see what your cup of tea is, whether it's turkeys or whatever, So
like one of the biggest things too, like when people come in and ask me in the store, like, oh, you guys really shoot that far? Well, there's going to be guys that shoot for me, you guys, everybody. You'll be on the practice range after you shoot the course. They're going to see people shooting that far, right? The first time somebody sees someone shoot that far with a bow, they don't believe it, right? And then you shoot a group for them, and they're like, wait a minute, you didn't just do that with one arrow? No. You do that repeatedly over and over again. Listen, they're all not always in the X, but you usually shoot pretty well. So that's a huge thing that people can see. You might have somebody come for the first time, like he talked about, that's regular, just a whitetail hunter, never shot 40 yards. He gets around a bunch of guys like us, and then you change his rig a little bit, and now he's out shooting 100 yards. So that's huge. We want to get people to see there's more to their, like these new bows are just astronomical compared to what we were just talking about in the beginning, right? Of what we used to have to what we have now.
Oh, dude, 40 yards was a poke back then.
Yeah.
Like, woo, I can't even see that far.
You had a deer at 20.
You can't see that far, just because your eyes.
I topped out at a 35-yard pin.
That was because the arch was 16 feet.
Yeah, 7 pins to 45 yards.
They used to stack them like this.
5-yard increments like this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The days. Do you know the crazy thing is it wasn't all that long ago. That's the craziest part about the whole thing. It wasn't that long ago.
Have you guys picked up
Switchback was what, 20 years ago?
Yeah.
Right? 2004, 2005?
Yeah.
Yep.
My dad had
you guys shot an older rig now?
Oh,
shoot your new stuff?
I still own one.
I still have my Switchback.
Yeah. So do I.
Yeah, I'll never get rid of that. That thing's, no, we have too many memories together for me to get rid of that. But yeah, you go to draw it now, because, I mean, that thing was the shit back then. And you draw it now, and you're like, oh, no. No.
Yeah, I went from that to Bowtech 82nd Airborne.
I went from a Martin Warthog. I still have it to this day. Still shoot that. A Hoyt Raptor. Still have one of those. Like they collect dust in the basement. But dude, I love those things. But never get rid of them. And it's kind of funny is the Martin Warthog was given to me by a friend of mine. It was his grandfather's bow. He wasn't really an archery hunter. His grandfather passed away. It was my first bow. Not all that long ago, I gave it back to him, and he hunted with it and shot probably a dozen deer with it. Like
that's awesome.
And maybe 4 years ago.
I think what's the not the kid course? What's the other one? Your regular ASA course? What is it? 50-yard max.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to dial in the Switchback. I'm going to get a dozen XX75s, and I'm going to bring it up there. I'm going to shoot that course with the Switchback.
Listen, there's a couple of guys that shoot for me that still have theirs. Like, they built new strings for it, everything. They were shooting in the parking lot last year. They were all excited. and they're like, we're going to shoot a 3D with this. I'm like, all right. So just let me know. They'll be about it too.
Let's do it. Then we'll bust out the Bowtech and go shoot that extreme course.
Yep.
We'll do the vintage. We'll just do it like a vintage course day. Like just bring out the old vintage.
Okay. If we're doing that though, you got to show up in vintage camo.
All right.
All right.
Vintage camo, vintage bows, and then we'll have some real diehards show up.
Like how vintage? Are you showing up in a loincloth? Like
I think
uh-oh. Scaring me now. He might show back up.
What's vintage? I mean, my switchback is Realtree hardwoods.
Yeah.
There it is. Some old Fred Bear stuff.
Hold on, I got you. Hold on, you guys keep talking. I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
This is bow hunting from a different era, brother.
That's it. You see Fred Bear? He matches Fred Bear behind him.
Yeah.
This is exactly what it's all about. This is the camp aspect. This is the camaraderie. This is what that whole event is for. There it is. With the earmuffs.
Your game's on serious when you put this baby on. It's guns. Can't be breaking all these. These are the Molly Whopper hats. You want the Molly Whopper? We'll bring them out.
Bringing out the Molly Whopper ear tags.
I'll raise you. Muzzy, bad to the bone, baby.
Dude, my hunting mentor still to this day wears that Muzzy hat. He'll show up to a family function wearing that Muzzy hat to this day. He wears it every day, all day, to work, to anything. He wears it everywhere to this day.
I feel like Stan Potts every time I put this thing on.
Give me a minute. Just gotta give me a minute.
So bad. Let's not go into the hat collection. It's
Old Crazy Eyes himself.
I got it. Crazy Eyes himself.
You pull down that face mask and you just see a mustache sticking out.
Oh, yeah. And he's got Hot Shot release forever. Oh, Jesus. See, you got Caleb coming out now. You got him out of the closet.
Busting out his hat collection.
That's like camp, though. That's what it's all about. This is what keeps it going.
There'll probably be a East Coast Molly Whopper apparel booth there.
Better be.
There better be.
Some hats like this with vintage quality that are of new high-end materials, like Mike was saying. So,
no, that's what
U.S. made, no tariffs.
There you go.
Is Bowtech no tariffs?
U.S. made, brother.
That's
U.S. components, all in house, brother. Or, from our local guys. So
that's a good thing.
That's what makes it all work out. Well. No, I think that's what the whole event's going to be right here. This is it. Just on the tailgate, whatever, making it happen, having fun, smiling, and we're definitely coming vintage. That's no question to it. I'm going to break it out.
Oh, boy. I got my 82nd Airborne's hanging in my shed at my house, and I still have my switchback. I can do either or. So
probably have to be a prize for best vintage archer or best vintage hunter category. I like it.
Oh boy, you better watch out. My buddy Eric, he's all about like his new bow that we just painted. Right, it's Macho Man Randy Savage, bro.
Oh,
just
boy.
Like dude, it's crazy.
The cream will rise to the top.
Yep. So he'll be there. He's gonna have. He always wears 80s clothes. He's always crazy. So you better see who he was.
Yeah.
Sure.
So. Oh, who said this? Hoyt Factor 30, the best bow ever.
Lost me at Hoyt.
Yeah, he lost me at Hoyt too. I think I only shot Hoyt for a couple of years. I wasn't really a fan, but that's just me. I don't know. We'll just leave it there. Sorry. I apologize for that.
Caleb, got anything to say?
I don't know. We're just looking forward to having you come. I don't know. I think, Mike, you have it all right there, right? That you can go right onto the website and check it out. There's flyers hanging out all over. You can get camping on there, I think, and the reduced rates at the water park. And
we'll put a link to. We'll put a link in the description.
Now, Mike, the
Eventbrite link is live.
Can you buy tickets now? Can you reserve campsites now? Everything's available.
Everything is there. It's right on Eventbrite. You just go to Eventbrite and type in Into the Wild. It's there. It pops right up. It's actually one of the first ones when you go on there because so many people have looked at it.
Wow. Now, how about shooting courses? Is that something you like pre-reg ahead of time like some of the other ones, or is it day of, or how's that work?
Day of, just go where you want. You know what I mean? We're kind of going to have people there. when you start the first stage, or when you're, give time on the lift so people don't get jammed up. You know what I mean? So you'll be able, like, the extreme course opens first, right? Because that doesn't need a lift. The lift goes from 9 to 4 every day. So if you want to start right at the extreme course, you can go walk that one and then come back and get on the lift and go from there. The practice course is going to be open right there. The mountain is doing breakfast sandwiches, coffee, real bathrooms. You can use the bathroom. That's a big thing, right? You go to those events, right?
That's a
We're
huge
all
thing.
used to the Porta John going 100, doing 100 degrees, and you have to deal with it, right? But, we figured we wanted to have everything there. At least they had something for them when they start in the morning.
And as far as camping and stuff, I know this is kind of crazy, and you're just saying bathrooms, showers, or anything. Is that an option?
No, there's no showers.
Okay.
You can go jump in the river.
Yeah. No. Hey, listen, dude, we're pretty rugged campers. I'm just saying to throw it out there so that everybody kind of knows what they're getting themselves into. That's all.
Yeah. No showers. Bathrooms, but no showers.
Cool.
It's if you got kids, you just got to get a room at the water park, and they give you 2 water park passes. So you can come to the event, you can go swim at the water park, come back for the music, hang out, have a beer. It's a good time. So
watch DJ Mike get on it and teach everyone how to line dance.
Yeah.
Dude, I got the shaboozey down. You wait.
He'll be mollywopping on the dance floor. Don't you worry. Old boy's got it.
I'm nasty. You wait.
Mike, before we cut this thing loose, why don't you tell everybody what drives you outdoors, man? We want to know. We know what drives him outdoors, but we want to know what drives you outdoors, Mike.
I was very fortunate at a young age, like I talked about with my dad, and I think it's the camaraderie of everybody getting together and sharing that with everybody, right? It's not always about killing something. It's about the experience that you get with being out in the woods and seeing it wake up and everything come together. Like you talked about, sometimes the plan comes together, sometimes it doesn't, but it's still all the same. It's just the camaraderie of hunting camp is what is always drove me every year to want to do that, right? So that's one of the biggest things to me that sticks out to me since I was a kid, that I remember like it was yesterday, is all the guys getting together. And you may hear about a story from, 1976 that they told, right? And it gets different every year, right? Depending on how much beer they drink or alcohol or whatever it is. But it's everybody getting together, from the kids to the wives to everybody, the whole thing that brings everybody together.
I mean, who can throw a better event than somebody that what drives them outdoors is deer camp. So I think that's a really good thing. Mike, why don't you tell them one more time the website where they can find and get their tickets for the event?
You can go to eventbrite.com and just type in Into the Wild, and everything pops right up.
Cool, man. You want to drop in a shameless plug of your shop too, if they want to check you out there?
Yeah, you can go to allthingsaccuracy.com and check us out there, or on Facebook, Instagram. You might see some crazy things from my lovely shooters from there, and we're always having a good time, man.
Cool. Caleb, we appreciate you jumping on with us too, man. Thank you very much. Do you have anything you want to leave anybody with?
Oh, anytime, you're most welcome. Like Mike said, it's about that community, that camaraderie, the relationships, and the the bonds that last forever with people of every age, from young to old. It's priceless, and that's why we do it. So we're happy to be part of it. We're blessed, and we're looking forward to making this one of the best events out there for everybody. So,
and we look forward to going Into the Wild, the outdoor experience. For everyone else, go and get your tickets. And thank you very much for joining us right here on the Outdoor Drive.
Explore historic waterways in 2025 with Scenic on the most inclusive cruise on Europe's rivers. Enjoy up to 5 dining experiences, spacious suites, and butler service. Be immersed in the culture with enriching free choice excursions and exclusive events. Scenic, in a class of its own. Book now and save.